In a quiet African village, nestled among rolling hills and ancient baobab trees, lived two sisters, Amina and Lisa. Amina, the older, was known for her gentle heart and tireless hands. Her beauty was natural, like a wildflower, unassuming yet captivating. But her days were filled with suffering, all because of her stepmother, Mama Zawadi, who harbored a deep, unspoken jealousy for her. From the moment the sun painted the sky with morning colors until the moon claimed its throne, Amina worked. She cooked, she swept, she washed clothes by the river, and she fetched heavy pots of water from the well. Her younger sister Lisa, however, lived a life of ease and comfort. Their father, a man trapped in his own silence, never dared to challenge his wife. Through it all, Amina remained humble, her spirit unbroken. One day, a wave of excitement washed over the village. News spread like wildfire. A very rich man was coming to choose a wife. His name was Mr. Jamal, a respected businessman from the bustling city, known for his wealth and integrity. Mama Zawadi's mind instantly began to spin a web of deceit. Lisa must be the one, she schemed to herself. Amina will never have such a life of luxury. With cruel determination, she locked Amina away in a dark, forgotten hut at the back of the compound. She then adorned Lisa in the finest clothes, draped her in glittering jewelry, and painted her face with heavy makeup. When Mr. Jamal's convoy arrived, he was greeted by the sight of Lisa, standing with a stiff, practiced smile. She tried to appear graceful, but her true nature soon began to show. She was careless with her words, uninterested in the village traditions, and showed little respect for the elders. Despite this, Mama Zawadi pushed the introduction forward with a booming voice. "This is my wonderful daughter, Lisa, the most hardworking and virtuous girl in the entire village." Mr. Jamal felt a flicker of doubt, but out of respect for his hosts, he agreed to begin the courtship. He never once laid eyes on Amina. Days turned into weeks. The village thrummed with the energy of celebration. Drums were tuned, cows were fattened for the feast, and the intricate arrangements for a grand wedding were made. Lisa paraded through the village, her head held high, bragging to her friends about her life as the future rich wife. Meanwhile, Amina was kept hidden more securely than ever. She was the one who cooked the mountains of food for the wedding festivities. But she was forbidden from joining the celebrations. She washed Lisa's beautiful wedding dresses until her fingers were raw, but she wasn't allowed even a peek outside. Every night, alone in her dark hut, she would cry quiet tears into her hands. Why does kindness always seem to suffer? She'd whisper to the silent walls. Why do lies so often triumph over truth? Her heart ached with a loneliness that felt as vast as the night sky. On the eve of the wedding, Mr. Jamal decided to take a quiet walk to thank the village elders for their hospitality. As he passed behind the family compound, a sound stopped him in his tracks. It was a voice, soft and melancholic, singing a song filled with a strange mix of pain and unwavering hope. The melody was so pure, so honest, it pierced his heart. Who was singing with such soul? He wondered aloud. He followed the enchanting sound to a small, dilapidated hut, its door firmly locked from the outside. Peeking through a crack in the mud wall, he saw a young woman inside. It was Amina, grinding maize for the next day's feast, her tears falling onto her hard-working hands. Jamal was stunned into silence. He gently knocked. Who are you?" he asked, his voice low. Amina looked up, her eyes wide with fear. I am the first daughter of this house," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. Mr. Jamal's heart sank. This woman was nothing like Lisa. She was natural, humble, and her eyes held a story of both profound pain and incredible strength. He asked quietly, "Why are you hidden here?" Amina hesitated, her stepmother's threats echoing in her mind. But something in the man's gentle gaze gave her courage. She spoke the truth. She told him everything, the constant mistreatment, how she was locked away so he would never see her, and how Lisa had stolen her identity, pretending to be the hardworking daughter. As Jamal listened, a quiet fire began to burn in his chest. It wasn't just anger. It was a deep sense of betrayal. "So, they lied to me?" he asked, his voice tight. Amina simply bowed her head. "I was told never to speak a word of this to anyone." Jamal turned and walked away, his steps heavy but his mind clear. He was furious, yet calm. He had made his decision. The wedding day arrived with a burst of color and sound. The drums beat a rhythm of joyous anticipation. Villagers, dressed in their most vibrant clothes, gathered in the central square. Lisa stood at the front, radiant in a golden dress, a triumphant smile on her face, as if she already owned the future. But when Mr. Jamal arrived, he was not smiling. He walked with a solemn purpose, striding past Lisa without a glance, and stood before the council of elders. "Before we continue," he announced, his voice ringing with authority, "I have something to say." An immediate silence fell over the crowd. Mama Zavady's heart hammered against her ribs. Lisa, sensing the shift in mood, began to nervously squeeze her fingers. Jamal turned slowly, his gaze sweeping over the assembled villagers. "I came to this village seeking an honest and virtuous wife. But the woman I was introduced to is not the woman she pretended to be." Gasps rippled through the air. Mama Zawadi, desperate to control the situation, shrieked, "Lies. He is confused. My daughter is perfect." But Jamal simply raised a hand, commanding silence. "Yesterday," he continued, his voice firm, "I discovered the girl they hid from me. The real hard-working daughter, the real kind soul, is Amina." A loud murmur erupted from the crowd. Lisa's proud smile crumbled into a mask of horror. Mama Zawadi began to tremble uncontrollably. Jamal then said, "I will not, and cannot, marry someone who has built her future on a foundation of lies and cruelty." He then turned his head, his eyes finding Amina, who stood shyly at the very back of the crowd, brought out by a sympathetic neighbor. He spoke directly to her. "Amina, you deserved far better than what was done to you. But I cannot marry you today, not like this, not in the shadow of such deception. You need time for healing, to be shown respect, and to find your freedom first." Amina nodded, and fresh tears fell down her cheeks, not tears of sadness, but of overwhelming relief. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. "Thank you for choosing the truth." Mr. Jamal bowed respectfully to the elders. "I hereby cancel this marriage. A union built on lies will always collapse." And with those final words, he turned and left the village, just as quietly as he had arrived. The aftermath was immediate. Lisa, consumed by shame, ran to her room, her sobs echoing through the silent compound. Mama Zawadi collapsed onto the ground, speechless, her greedy plans in ruins. The villagers began to whisper, their words weaving a tale of her dishonesty and cruelty that would be told for years to come. In that moment of chaos, something incredible happened. Amina's father, who had been silent for so long, finally found his voice. He stood tall and declared to everyone, "From this day forward, Amina is no longer a servant in this house. She is my daughter, and she will be treated with the honor she deserves." For the first time in years, Amina felt seen. No, she did not get a rich husband that day, but she gained something far more precious, far more powerful. She got her dignity back. She got her respect. She got her freedom. And she learned that the truth, no matter how long it is hidden, will always find its way to the light. Thank you for listening. If this story touched you, please follow our channel for more tales that inspire and teach.